Ladies and gentlemen, there's something undeniably powerful about a woman who knows her worth and isn't afraid to establish clear boundaries. It's a force that speaks not only to the core of a man's heart, but also challenges him to become the best version of himself. Today, I want to dive into why men, despite the complexities of relationships, often find themselves staying in love with women who set boundaries. And when I say boundaries, I don't just mean rules or lines on a map. No, I mean the emotional, intellectual, and personal standards that define who she is and what she stands for. We've all seen it, right? The way some relationships seem to thrive and grow while others remain stagnant or even crumble. It's not always about attraction or chemistry. It's about the deeper connection, the respect, and the understanding that forms when boundaries are in place. Boundaries, in this sense, are a form of respect and self-love, and they communicate to a partner that you are not here to be diminished, disrespected, or undervalued. These boundaries create the emotional space needed for both partners to grow together as equals, not as one subjugating the other. But why do men specifically stay in love with women who do this? Why is it that the more a woman asserts herself and values her own needs and emotions, the more a man tends to gravitate toward her? In many ways, it's a question of respect. When boundaries are respected, the emotional bond between two people becomes stronger, more resilient. So let's explore the reasons why this dynamic plays out the way it does. One of the most compelling reasons why men stay in love with women who set boundaries is that it embodies respect. Respect for oneself, for one's needs, and for the relationship itself. When a woman sets boundaries, it's a clear signal that she values herself. There's a level of strength and integrity in that, and men are often drawn to it. It's an energy that feels grounded and real. In relationships, we all need a sense of autonomy. We need to maintain our individuality and not lose ourselves in the other person. A woman who sets clear boundaries demonstrates her ability to stand on her own 2 feet. This independence doesn't mean she's pushing her partner away. Rather, it suggests that she is whole on her own and she doesn't need to be validated by anyone else to feel complete. For a man, this can be incredibly attractive. It's like a call to action. Her boundaries force him to elevate himself to meet her at the same level. When both people in a relationship are strong and independent, it becomes a partnership based on mutual respect rather than codependency. This independence isn't something to be feared. Instead, it invites him to engage with her on a deeper level. A man knows he can't control or possess her, which creates an environment of equality. No one wants to be with someone who feels like a prize to be won or possession to be kept. Rather, we seek relationships where both parties grow and thrive individually while also supporting one another. The respect for her autonomy builds trust and admiration, 2 of the strongest pillars that make a relationship enduring. A man can only grow to the extent that the woman in his life challenges him to do so. When she sets boundaries, she communicates that she won't settle for less than what she deserves. This sets a high standard, and men, rather than resenting it, often rise to meet it. It's a call to become better, to push beyond old habits or limitations. And when a man does this, when he sees that his efforts are appreciated, it strengthens his connection to her. It becomes clear her boundaries weren't built to shut him out, they were built to help him be the best version of himself. In relationships, the most fulfilling connections happen when both people are free to be themselves. A man can love a woman not because he can change her or shape her into something she's not, but because her boundaries show that she is already exactly who she is supposed to be. This authenticity, this unyielding commitment to her truth, is magnetic. It draws him in because it's something that many people struggle to find. Someone who is grounded, whole, and unapologetically themselves. Boundaries also protect the relationship. They prevent one partner from feeling overwhelmed, neglected, or taken for granted. When a woman knows how to set clear boundaries, she is protecting not only her own emotional health, but also the health of the relationship. The stability this creates allows both partners to interact in a way that is genuine and respectful. In turn, this leads to a deeper, more lasting love. For a man, being loved by a woman who knows how to take care of herself is inspiring. It challenges him to take care of himself too. There's nothing more magnetic than someone who isn't afraid to set the tone for their life and relationships. It creates a dance, a balance, where both partners grow and evolve together. There's something undeniably secure about knowing that your partner values their own emotional well-being. When a woman sets boundaries, it often means she has a clear understanding of what she needs to feel safe, respected, and loved. This in turn creates an emotional security that is incredibly attractive to men. Men are not emotionally invulnerable, despite what popular stereotypes might suggest. They too seek emotional security in relationships. They want to feel safe to express their feelings, and they want to know that their partner will respect their needs. When a woman sets clear boundaries, it communicates to him that she is emotionally stable, which is an important quality in any relationship. It creates a sense of balance, where both parties feel emotionally supported but not smothered. Boundaries offer clarity, and clarity offers comfort. When both partners understand each other's limits and expectations, there's a sense of predictability and peace. A woman who is honest and direct about her needs, without being aggressive or passive, creates an atmosphere where a man can relax and be himself without the fear of emotional chaos or manipulation. It's an environment where both partners can thrive emotionally. Without boundaries, relationships often fall into unhealthy patterns. One partner may give up too much of themselves, or another may overstep consistently without regard for the other person's needs. But when boundaries are set and respected, there's a sense of balance. Each partner has space to be who they are, and this leads to deeper emotional connections. Men feel less anxious and more secure when they know where the lines are drawn and what is expected. Security in a relationship also comes from the certainty that emotional manipulation or games won't happen. Women who set boundaries make it clear that they will not tolerate dishonesty or disrespect. Men are drawn to this because it eliminates the uncertainty and confusion that can often cloud relationships. He knows where he stands, and that clarity fosters trust. When emotional security is present in a relationship, both partners feel free to open up and share. There's less fear of rejection, less fear of being judged. A man feels empowered to show his vulnerabilities, knowing that his partner will hold them with care and understanding. This open emotional exchange is one of the most rewarding aspects of any partnership, and it is nurtured by the presence of healthy boundaries. So, men are attracted to women who are emotionally self-sufficient. They want to know that their partner doesn't rely on them for every emotional need, but rather that they are part of a mutually supportive dynamic. This kind of emotional independence leads to greater fulfillment and a deeper, lasting love. When a woman sets boundaries, it often signals that she values her own growth and self-improvement. She's not stagnant, she's constantly evolving, and this dynamic naturally inspires her partner to do the same. Men are drawn to this because they also want to improve, both as individuals and as partners. Setting boundaries isn't just about protecting oneself from harm. It's about cultivating an environment where growth can happen. A woman who is focused on her own personal development doesn't just demand respect, she leads by example. She shows her partner how to prioritize self-care, personal growth, and emotional health. In turn, the man often feels motivated to pursue his own self-improvement journey. Men often find themselves inspired by women who set clear goals and work towards them with dedication and passion. This energy can be contagious. When a man sees that his partner is not afraid to evolve and grow, it encourages him to do the same. In relationships where growth is prioritized, both individuals feel a sense of accomplishment. There's an energy in these relationships that transcends routine and complacency. It's an energy that calls both partners to evolve together and individually. The more a woman sets boundaries that are tied to her personal growth, the more a man will respect her journey. He'll see her not as someone who is simply trying to control the relationship, but as someone who is striving to become her best self. This admiration for her inner strength often deepens his emotional connection to her. For many men, the desire to be with a woman who is actively working on herself is rooted in a desire for a deeper connection. They don't just want a partner who is static. They want someone who is dynamic, someone who inspires them to pursue their own passions and goals. Setting boundaries is an extension of this energy. It's a clear signal that the woman is not afraid to define her life on her own terms. And that becomes incredibly magnetic to a man who wants to do the same. A relationship based on growth, where both partners continuously strive to better themselves, is often more fulfilling and satisfying. It's a relationship where both individuals feel valued for who they are becoming, not just for who they currently are. And that's an incredibly attractive quality, one that leads to long-lasting. This mutual commitment to growth is also what keeps the relationship exciting and fresh. When both partners are evolving, there's always something new to learn about one another. The relationship becomes a shared journey, one that both partners are committed to exploring and navigating together. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. Without it, misunderstandings, resentment, and confusion can seep in. When a woman sets boundaries, she's creating a clear framework for communication. She's telling her partner, "This is how I communicate, this is what I need, and this is what I expect." For men, this kind of clarity is refreshing. It provides a roadmap for how to navigate the relationship in a way that is respectful and fulfilling. Men appreciate when communication is straightforward. They don't want to have to guess at what their partner needs or wants. A woman who sets boundaries makes it easier for her partner to understand where she's coming from and what she requires to feel loved and respected. This makes it possible for the relationship to grow in a healthy, sustainable way. Clear communication through boundaries also prevents unnecessary conflict. Instead of engaging in passive-aggressive behavior or avoiding difficult conversations, both partners know exactly where they stand. This creates an environment where issues can be addressed directly and maturely without fear of escalating tensions or misunderstanding. For many men, clear communication is key to emotional fulfillment. When a woman establishes boundaries, it's like a signal that she is open to honest, constructive dialogue. Men often feel more comfortable and secure in relationships where communication is clear and they can express their needs without fear of judgment or rejection. By setting boundaries, a woman is showing that she is emotionally intelligent. She knows how to communicate her feelings in a way that is both direct and compassionate. This kind of communication fosters trust and intimacy. two of the most essential ingredients for a strong and lasting love. Furthermore, when a woman sets boundaries and encourages her partner to also communicate his needs clearly, it creates an environment where both partners are empowered to speak up and share their feelings without fear. This dynamic fosters a sense of partnership and collaboration where both trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, and one of the best ways to build trust is by setting boundaries. When a woman establishes boundaries, she is essentially telling her partner that she trusts him enough to be clear about her needs and limits. It's a form of transparency, and it paves the way for a deeper, more genuine connection. You had mentioned that men are more likely to stay in love with women who set boundaries because those boundaries indicate that the woman trusts him enough to be honest and forthright about what she needs. This honesty fosters a sense of security. It makes it easier for both partners to open up and share their vulnerabilities. A relationship without trust is like a house built on sand. There is no solid foundation to hold it up. Boundaries provide that foundation. They create a framework where both partners can feel secure in knowing what is expected and what is not acceptable. When trust is established through clear boundaries, the relationship can flourish. A man knows that a woman who sets boundaries is not likely to compromise her integrity or values. She is someone who stands firm in her beliefs and has the courage to voice her opinions. This sense of reliability is incredibly attractive. Men are drawn to women who can be trusted to stand by their word, and setting boundaries is a clear demonstration of that. Now, because of the war, impending catastrophe, and fear of the unknown, loneliness has become more acceptable. The more a woman sets boundaries and sticks to them, the more a man will trust her. It's a sign of consistency. Her actions align with her words. This alignment creates a deeper connection where both partners can rely on each other to honor the relationship's terms and agreements. Trust isn't built overnight, but it grows over time. When both partners respect each other's boundaries, the bond between them strengthens. This trust is one of the key factors that keeps men deeply in love with women who know how to assert their needs and maintain their boundaries. At the heart of any healthy relationship is respect. Respect for each other's individuality, boundaries, and needs is essential for love to flourish. When a woman sets boundaries, she is showing respect for herself and, in turn, encouraging her partner to respect her. But it's not just about her. It's about creating an atmosphere where mutual respect is the foundation of the relationship. A man who respects his partner's boundaries also learns to respect himself. It's a two-way street. When a woman asserts her needs and boundaries in a calm, composed manner, it invites the man to do the same. This reciprocal respect fosters a healthier relationship dynamic where both partners feel valued and heard. Mutual respect doesn't mean agreeing on everything or always getting your way. It means acknowledging that both partners are deserving of their own space, thoughts, and emotions. When boundaries are set, it's a clear indication that both parties understand and honor the need for personal space and emotional well-being. This respect fosters a deeper emotional intimacy and strengthens the bonds between them. Men appreciate women who set boundaries because it signals that they are not interested in being manipulated or controlled. They want to feel that their partner values them enough to communicate openly and honestly about what they need. When boundaries are respected, the relationship becomes a partnership based on equality and understanding. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, and men find this quality incredibly attractive. It signals that the woman values herself, her needs, and her time. This self-respect is magnetic. It challenges the man to step up and meet her at her level, rather than seeing her as someone to dominate or control. The respect created through boundaries also prevents resentment from building up over time. Without boundaries, it's easy for one partner to feel neglected or unappreciated. But when boundaries are respected, there's a sense of fairness and balance. Both partners are able to express their needs without fear of judgment, and this mutual respect strengthens the relationship. In relationships, there are times when emotions can become overwhelming or even clouded. This is especially true when one partner is unsure of what the other needs or desires. But when a woman sets boundaries, she provides emotional clarity. She defines what she needs, what she will tolerate, and what she won't. This clarity offers stability in the relationship. For men, emotional clarity is like a beacon in a sea of uncertainty. When he knows what his partner needs, he can offer it with confidence. There are fewer missteps, fewer moments of confusion or misunderstanding. This leads to greater stability in the relationship where both partners feel emotionally grounded. Boundaries also provide emotional safety. When a woman sets boundaries, she signals that she is emotionally aware and responsible. She isn't relying on her partner to solve all of her emotional problems. Instead, she is clear about what she needs to feel balanced and supported. This emotional responsibility helps build a stronger, more resilient connection between both partners. In relationships where boundaries are respected, emotional outbursts and misunderstandings become less frequent. Both partners have the clarity they need to communicate openly and honestly. This emotional stability fosters a sense of trust and confidence in the relationship. When men feel emotionally secure, they are more likely to stay invested and deep. Emotional stability also prevents burnout. When one partner is constantly overstepping the emotional needs of the other, it can lead to resentment and frustration. But when boundaries are in place, both individuals know how to care for each other's emotional needs without overwhelming the other person. This balance creates a sustainable, healthy dynamic that leads to long-lasting love. Finally, emotional clarity and stability are what allow relationships to deepen over time. As both partners continue to communicate their needs and honor each other's boundaries, they build a stronger emotional foundation. This foundation makes it possible for the relationship. When a woman sets boundaries, she is not just protecting herself, she is creating the conditions for a relationship to flourish. These boundaries foster respect, emotional security, personal growth, and trust. Men are drawn to women who know who they are, what they need, and how to communicate those needs clearly and respectfully. Boundaries don't just protect, they invite deeper emotional connection, mutual respect, and lasting love. A relationship based on healthy boundaries is one that both partners can thrive in, not just survive. And that, my friends, is why men stay in love with women who set boundaries.